Hello, babies. I am really drunk with gratitude today. So I want to tell a little tale about how not ashamed I am in the gospel of Jesus Christ, because it is the power of God to salvation to everyone that believes. And I understand that it's a hard nut sometimes to own the depth, to own the humanity right inside you that Jesus has come to join himself and make himself one with. But I have a story of former days, some things that I feel discomforted by because of a troubled youth, some things that are hard to talk about but that are full of glory nonetheless, because God joined himself to me in my blindness and in my youth. Jesus died for us while we were yet in our sins, joined himself with us in our blindness. And in growing up, I was aspiring to be masculine. I was aspiring to connect with masculine people as a post-pubescent young man at 135 pounds or something of that nature. And I decided to join the football team at my high school, Carson City Crystal Area High School football team, 1982. And I was really worthless. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was on the team. And I was on the bench a lot. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was just reckoning a yearning. I mean, at that point in time, post-pubescently, even with some of the inner turmoil that I was dealing with same-sex attraction and stuff like that, there was just the only outlet. I mean, I was bonded with some of the guys that were on the team. I just didn't have a clue what I was doing, and I think a lot of them were just scratching their heads about, what is this guy all about? We'll leave him on the bench. He'll be our mascot. And I'm a little embarrassed, honestly. But this is the point of our humanity, the point in our weakness. Because when you are weak, babies, you are strong. Because when you're not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, when you understand that he's joined himself with your humanity, even in those places where you are not really comfortable in talking about this stuff. A lot of people want to tell their glory stories, and gold dust shows up, and gems fall from heaven, and they shake and rattle and roll, and there's different degrees of the spiritual drunkenness that happens. But I want to tell you that it's in your humanity, in your heart of hearts, in the place where God desires to introduce truth to your inward part. It's Bible. God desires truth in your inward part, in that place of your humanity, in that place where you can't even look, in that place where you may be in denial about, those places where you're propelled into deception and denial and addiction. Those are the places that God has joined himself with. And there's no shame there. He gives you glory for shame. So, on the heels of my adolescent debacle on that football team, that I feel a little trauma. I feel an edge on. I don't like talking about it with guys that I went to high school with, because I really embarrassed myself. Just all the conflict that was inside of me, and I was just going down that road. But I was a Carson City Crystal Area High School Eagle football player, and I'm owning it, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm drunk on gratitude today, babies. I'm just so drunk on gratitude, because you can recall stuff like this in the glory, and you can reckon and embrace truth in those hidden inward parts, recognize Jesus there in the midst of it with his smile. Light shines out of darkness. God causes light to shine out of darkness, out of the places of shame, out of the places where you've got issues. His presence is there, and he's with you, and he's holding your hand, and he's waiting for the day that you just recognize him in the middle of it, so that he can slather his glory on it, and then he can reveal his glory in the midst of it. So this memory is recurring to me. I'm working out right now. I'm a little bit buffer than 135 pounds these days. And so God has definitely layered a few levels of glory on me. since then, I don't feel like there's a football field right over there. I don't necessarily feel like going out and tossing a pigskin around on a football field necessarily, but there are different outlets and different venues, and I'm here to tell you, you got another thing coming. You that have misunderstood me, you that have miscalculated me, you that have not seen the glory, not discerned who Jesus is. And this is the thing about when you're not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ, you could recognize people that are down and out and that are out there, that are blind and struggling and groping with their inner conflicts. And you can recognize Jesus in the midst of it. You can point out Jesus in the midst of it. And you can say there's no glory. Lift up your face. He's the health of your countenance and your God. So lift up your face. Lift up your face and look at the one that's looking at you, because you got another thing coming. And on that bus, one of those games, we had a good year that year playing football. We had a really good year, and I don't even remember. It's all haze to me because I was in a haze with my inner conflicts back then. But I remember there's a snippet, there's a memory of being on the bus after a football game, and Judas Priest was topping the charts. Judas Priest was touring back then with their Screaming for Vengeance album. Check that out. I wish I had a picture of it. It's got a big eagle, big metal, Metropolis looking eagle, just like swooping down, screaming for vengeance. Metropolis eagle. I don't know what that means. It just came out. Whatever. But you got another thing coming. Out there is a fortune waiting to be had. La 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 la. I don't even know what the rest of the song is, but I know out there is a fortune waiting to be had. Reconcile those inner conflicts, babies. Recognize the glory of Jesus in it. Embrace the truth that's in your inward part, and go out and find out what exploits, find out what adventure of discovery God has for you, because you got another thing coming. He's not done yet. He's not done yet. There's a lot of glory on you. And with the absolute complete drunkenness of gratitude right now, and in the glory, I am just making a declaration. You got another thing coming, and I am an eagle. So, out there is a fortune waiting to be had. And I didn't really specify this, and I'm just going to add an addendum here that the memory that's coming back to me is actually being on that bus, full of that BO and those loud noises after a football game, full of a bunch of testosterone seething adolescent football players, and just bellowing, every member of the team and the coach bellowing and reciting verse by verse, word by word, verbatim, that Judas Priest song, You Got Another Thing Coming. That is just coming to me. That resonates in me. It's a memory coming back, and my body is literally buzzing with gratitude because I was part of that, and I'm so thankful.